So I wanted to take a look at some commercially available MRE-like products. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about commercial or civilian MREs, like this one here from Meal Kit Supply. These are commercially available MREs which are made up almost completely of genuine MRE components. What I'm talking about here is the kind of stuff that you can find in a grocery store or convenience store near you. And one thing that I've never done is one of those make your own MRE videos, where somebody will go out and buy these products and package their own personalized MRE-type meal. So this video is going to concentrate on these things in the middle that they consider themselves to be meals, as opposed to types of things that would be found inside of an MRE. But I do want to give a little bit of an overview first. Now, if you're making your own MREs, there's plenty of stuff available that would fit the bill. A lot of canned goods, a lot of packaged goods in pouches that are a lot like the retort pouches found in MREs. And this condensed soup isn't a great example, but it's just basically meant to be an example of a canned thing. There's a lot of canned soups which are, of course, they're fully cooked, so even though it would be nice to be able to heat them up, especially if they have a pull ring, it's easy to just open them up and just eat them right out of the can if you need to. So, of course, we're talking about things like Campbell's soups, also Chef Boyardee, Franco-American, other companies, canned pastas, Hormel chili, stuff like that. And of course there are also the stews, pastas, and other dishes that come in the plastic bowls that are meant to be microwaved. But they are fully cooked and they certainly could just be eaten as is, or ready to eat. And we also have stuff like other canned meats, Spam, deviled ham, sardines, of course. All of this kind of stuff could be put into your homemade MRE. And one interesting thing is, one of the things that's closest to an actual MRE entree is tuna fish that comes in the pouch. And there actually is a genuine MRE, that's tuna, which uses these actual commercial pouches. I guess they're on par enough with the retort pouches that they don't even bother to repackage them or have them packaged in retort pouches. They just throw one of these into the MRE. So now that I went into all that detail, let's go ahead and take a look at these actual meals that are MRE-like. So this is just a sampling of some of this kind of stuff you can find in stores that sort of mimics MREs. I'm not saying that they're meant to be MREs. They are definitely not up to the same standards, but these are all packaged meals that are considered a meal as opposed to a single item. And they're marketing themselves as being a meal, a lunch on the run, ready-to-eat meal. This gopicnic one here is the first one that I actually found. This is what made me decide to do this video, and I was originally just going to do a review of this, but it seemed like it would be a little bit boring, and I thought it could be a bit more informative by doing a little bit more. And I've had comments on the channel and on some of my videos where people have referred to MREs as Lunchables for grown-ups, and it seemed like a very good point. And it's actually similar on a few different levels, because Lunchables, they're obviously geared to be and they're considered to be a kind of a fun thing, and there's not really very much that's healthy about them. I think kind of like what I used to think of TV dinners, and also what I think of MREs is it's good to have these once in a while. It's not something you would want to have all the time, not something you want to depend on as a food source, but for a special thing every once in a while, I don't think it's that bad of a thing. And when Lunchables first came out, they were actually quite a bit smaller. It was a smaller package that had crackers, 1 or 2 kinds of meat, and cheese, and basically you would just stack them up like this and eat them. And then of course they expanded and they turned them into actual lunches. None of these things are as shelf-stable as an MRE. They're certainly not going to last 3 to 5 years, but a lot of the stuff is canned, or it's in like metallic foil, and it will last for some amount of time. Lunchables probably have the shortest lifespan. They're generally refrigerated in the store, and it does say keep refrigerated right on the package. So this actually isn't shelf-stable at all. These other ones are to some extent. And just as Lunchables started out as a much smaller product, Bumble Bee introduced their snack on the run quite a few years ago. And it is just a snack. It's a small can of chicken salad or tuna salad and a small package of crackers with a little spreader to put the stuff onto the crackers. So they kind of joined on the meal bandwagon and created their lunch on the run, which is the same thing, but now it has a side and a dessert, with the side being a bowl of fruit and the dessert being a cookie. Here's a look at what's in here. And I do have, these are the same thing, of course, just different, just something different to put on the crackers, but chicken salad and tuna salad versions. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. So before we get to the gopicnic meal, which I'm going to do a full review on, let's just take a quick look at what's in these. The Lunchables. Right up at the top here. And this is the only one of these that really is a full meal, simply because of the fact that it does have a drink with it too. The other ones, you'd have to supply your own drink. So you can see this isn't really what we'd consider a meal. It certainly isn't what you consider healthy. They have a lot of other things too. They have chicken dippers, I think, some kind of taco versions, pizza versions. Stuff that I'm sure is fun for a kid. Like I said, you certainly wouldn't want to have these on a daily basis or even semi-regularly. But it's kind of an interesting, fun thing, sort of MRE-like. You know, it's in this package, you open it up and you can have your cheese and meat and crackers, and then you have your cookies for dessert and your Capri Sun for a drink. Fun stuff. The lunch on the run, let's take a look at that too. And so we have the small can of tuna salad in this case, a little foil package of crackers, not a ton of crackers in there. Feels like about 5 or 6, so certainly not a huge meal. And your individually wrapped cookie, and your, I guess it looks like these are peaches, so a little bowl of peaches. So, you know, nothing bad about that. Let's see, they give you the nutrition facts on the back. I was hoping they didn't have nutrition facts. Oh yeah, they do have lunch totals. So this little meal has 460 calories, 240 of those from fat. No trans fat at least, that's kind of nice. 25 milligrams of cholesterol, 460 milligrams of sodium, 47 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of protein. So this is some pretty good sized numbers considering the small size meal that you're getting. But it's something to eat, and I suppose we should look at the Lunchables and see what kind of nutrition facts these have on them. This is good, it does have it by the whole meal. 330 calories. It's quite a bit of fat, especially saturated fat, 35%. 26% of your daily sodium, 620 milligrams. Cholesterol, 11 grams of protein. So take what you want out of that for what you're getting here. And I do want to reiterate that I realize these are not MREs, and they're not really supposed to be. But they are pretty similar in the fact that they are meals, and for the most part they're shelf-stable for a short amount of time, with the possible exception of the Lunchables that need to be refrigerated. So I had never heard of gopicnic before, but I found this at an Ocean State job lot over the summer, and I don't know how long the shelf life is on these, but this one actually had a Best Buy of June 2015. And so I'm assuming that Ocean State Job Lot must have gotten these as a bargain, because I actually bought this in July of 2015, a month after the Best Buy date. And it looks like, although it does have it written out as June 2015 for the Best Buy, it does appear to have a date code for the date it was manufactured. If that's what this is, it was manufactured on the 316th day of 2014. Which would seem about right. That would give it about 6 months, and so that would probably be the average shelf life for this. So part of the reason that I wanted to do a review of this is it actually says right on it, ready to eat meal. In other words, meal ready to eat. But unlike the kind of stuff you'd find in a genuine MRE, this is a little bit more on the healthy tree hugger kind of side. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, and vegan. You have right here some of the key facts: 390 calories, 8 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. And what are we getting in this? We're getting crispy roasted plantain chips, edamame kale dip, chocolate chip cookies, but the only thing that sounds kind of normal on here, tropical fruit peel apart, and ginger zip fruit and nut mix. There's the full lineup right there. And here is the nutrition facts too. If you can see that and you want to pause to read it, feel free. Let's see what's in here. Oh, you even have a Sudoku in here. Now that you're done with your meal, relax and enjoy a Sudoku puzzle. Fun food facts. There's more information on the gopicnic. They're more than just convenient. They're also tasty and nutritious, because we're pretty picky about what we put in and, more importantly, choose to leave out. This means no trans fats, no high fructose corn syrup, no added MSG. These are all good things. But not exactly what I would expect from a normal MRE type of a meal. So, individual packages are plantain chips, our chocolate chip cookies, our ginger zip fruit and nut mix, tropical fruit peel apart, and the Edamame Kale Dip. Alright, and let's check this out before I get too hangry. I'm going to go ahead and use the spork that came with the lunch on the run, since the gopicnic doesn't come with any utensils or a drink. The plantain chips. It's a big entree right there. Our Edamame Kale Dip. A little bit of liquid in there. Ooh, that's an odd smell. It almost smells like SpaghettiOs, which seems kind of weird. But I don't know. That's what it is. And this is a few months past the Best By date, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I could be mistaken. Ginger zip fruit and nut mix. Which includes ginger peanuts, banana chips, dried cranberries, and ginger pieces. Lucy's chocolate chip cookies. And tropical fruit peel apart. It does not smell very fruity. It almost smells like coconut. But that's our meal. Let's try these plantain chips. Tastes like plantain chips. Nothing too exciting. Pretty thin, kind of crispy. And try this dip. It's a dip, so you don't really necessarily need a utensil. You can just dip it in there. And hopefully this is okay. A little different. And it's actually surprisingly pretty good. Hopefully that's not because it's old, but the ingredients include edamame, soy sauce, which probably a lot of the flavor is coming from, tahini, kale, extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice concentrate, and a few other little things. Sea salt, garlic powder, cumin, chives, mustard, horseradish. A lot of flavorings. Horseradish is the last thing listed, but I think that flavor is coming through. Surprisingly, not bad. Try the nut and fruit mix. Bunch of different things in here. It's pretty good too. I'm not exactly sure what the crystallized ginger is. I don't really see that in here, but the ginger peanuts are interesting. They're coated with apparently some kind of a ginger flavoring. It's good. Dry fruit and nuts. Not bad. The tropical fruit peel apart apparently has apple puree and juice, mango juice, concentrated pineapple juice. So a few different fruits in there, but it's just the juices. I guess the idea is you peel this off and eat that. And that's not bad. Your typical fruit roll kind of thing. Slightly different flavor. I think I could taste the apple in there. A little bit chewier. It's pretty sticky, but it's pretty much what you'd expect from one of these kind of things. And we have the chocolate chip cookie. And that's pretty good. It's of the crunchy variety as opposed to the soft variety. And it's probably the most normal thing in this. Although I'm not saying I have any complaints about this, this is probably a nice way to finish it off. I don't want to say the best part of the meal, but it's pretty good. So that was a look at some MRE-type products you can find in stores, and a bit of a review on a gopicnic edamame kale dip and plantain chips ready-to-eat meal. Thank you for watching.